Yes, hello and welcome to Trading Day on Fox Footy. Day 4 of the AFL's trade period, and it is a good thing that the tortoise always beats their hair, because some of the AFL clubs very slow out of the blocks, but we'll have all the latest on the big deals that will go down in the early part of next week. So no trades today, fellas, but lots to discuss nonetheless. My name is Jay Clark, joined by the great David King, the 4-time premiership player at Hawthorn, Geordie Lewis, and of course Glenn McFarlane at the Herald Sun. Macca, we are going to start with you because Dan Houston finally looks Collingwood bound.
He does, and this is a great win for Collingwood. There's still a little bit to go, not far to go in that sense, and we all thought a week or so ago that was going to be Carlton. That was going to be the one. So the Magpies have now jumped over. He wants to come back to Melbourne. We know that. The Pies looked like they were out of the picture not that long ago, a week and a half ago, and Carlton were clearly sharing the running there. He hasn't officially nominated Collingwood, Clarkey, but he's very keen to get to Melbourne. We know that. He sees Collingwood as a really good option now. So I think if you look at it, there's a few little things to play out here. But if you look at this backline, boys, how's this for a backline in terms of Moore, Maynard, Howe, Quainer, Houston, potentially Josh Stakos if he plays halfback? They're all either All-Australians or they're All-Australian nominees. So it'd be a great result if they could get Dan Houston in this trade. They've already got Perryman as well, so it'd be a good effort for the Pies.
Very significant. They're chips in though, aren't they? Because Absolutely. It's going to cost them a future first-round pick. They'll get pick 13, which will go around the table and end up at Port Adelaide. But Geordie, you think there could be another ingredient to this deal that we haven't yet heard about?
Yeah, I think there's been a desire from Collingwood, is my understanding, for a key forward. So Port Adelaide have a few key forwards, some playing, some have been in and out. So Mitch Georgiadis would be the ideal type. I think we can comfortably sit here and say that won't be happening. So Ollie Lord keeps popping up. So maybe he's the player that can really unlock this deal and get Houston to Collingwood. So Ollie Lord played 19 games at the Port Adelaide Football Club. Looks a likely type for, but probably just been starved for opportunity with Dixon being there and Georgiadis and the like. So maybe Ollie Lord's a player that unlocks this deal and gets Houston to Collingwood potentially tomorrow.
Be significant because they've got an ageing forward line with a Myercheck and Cox and McStay. They really do lack probably that secondary target. If they got him, that would be Christmas for Craig McRae. Note about that. But what about Carlton here? Because they're a big story too, Kingy. Why are they sitting on their hands, the Blues? Because they are in a premiership window. Why aren't they going all in for Dan Houston like the Magpies?
Well, if you compare the pair, I mean, if you're looking at Carlton versus Collingwood next year, in the short term, because this is what this acquisition does, a dual Australian, I think he's more than a half-back flanker. I think he'll end up playing some on-ball minutes. Now, we've seen Hayden Young do that for Fremantle. We've seen Craig McRae do this with Nick Dacos. Where is he actually playing? Is he wing? Is he half-forward? Is he half-back? I think he can do that with another weapon. Do you then slide a Pendlebury down behind the ball? Can you get another 30 games with that experience down back? It may not just be plug and play this guy down back. It's a steal. Whoever gets this guy, in my opinion, is top 4 bound next year. So if it is to be Carlton, straight back in there.
A premiership steal? Kingy, you reckon this could be the difference between either of these two clubs?
You just can't get them, can you? I mean, where do you get a player of this calibre? And everyone will say, oh, but they're giving up a lot. But are they really? I mean, we've got Tasmania coming in, and in the matter of 3 drafts, it'll be off the table. The draft will be a write-off for 3 years. It'll be so impacted. You've got to win them now. Well, you've got a team that's experienced, Geordie, and around the mark, an acquisition like this throws you straight back top of the pile.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it says they're general defender, but he's versatile. And I think you look at the sides. You know, at the top end of the ladder, they have players who can play midfield, half-back or on the wing. And I think, you know, Collingwood suits him down to a T. They understand where they're at as a club. They understand their list demographic. They understand that they've probably got 1, maybe 2 years to go to really try and lift that cup up before maybe the edge is coming. I'm a little bit surprised that Carlton have pulled out so soon.
So Carlton are in love with this draft, Macca. They want to keep that pick 12, but they still do have some flexibility with their future picks. Could they be trying to work into this deal come hard late by bringing in some of its future picks into the picture?
Absolutely, Clarkey. Nick Austin's on the phone now, speaking to clubs and trying to work that out. They're not totally out of Dan Houston, but they're all but out in that sense. But what they are doing is they've got pick 12. They really rate that. They wanted to use that anyway, even when Houston was an option. But what they're trying to do, the list management team, is to try and get another pick, at least one more pick in that bracket. 12, you've already got 12, so you're looking at 13, 14, 15 in that bracket. Prepared to unload, some future picks, whether it be a future first, second next year. They really want a couple of really high-end picks. They're unlikely to go up the order, so they're not going to go probably ahead of where they are at the moment with 12. That's going to be tough. You never say never, but that's what they're endeavouring to do.
You know, Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow would be on the phone to Nick Austin saying, get in here because we want the ball lace out on that forward 50.
Have you seen the delivery I've been getting for 2 years? It's been a battle. This man.
So that would be the silver service the forwards would love.